Hello, in this video I want to show you how to create section in Revit. If you must do your complete working drawing, then you cannot dodge cutting section in Revit. And this method I'm going to teach you is the same method that I use to cut all my section in Revit. I do all my working drawing in Revit. I don't need to go to AutoCAD to complete my working drawing. Some people do only their 3D in Revit, but when it comes to working drawing, they go to AutoCAD. But I don't do that. I do everything in Revit, and in this video I will show you how to cut section in Revit. So now I am on the floor plan now, so I am going to pick my section from here. Then I am going to draw the section line parallel to, I'm going to be cutting through the staircase. See, this is the one I've done before, so I'm going to hide it so that we will know what we are doing. Okay, let me undo so that it will not coincide with the previous one. Okay, so I am going to go to that section. Now if I right click on it, I will go to view. Here it is. This one I'm going to hide it. That is shortcut for hide. Okay, so the first thing I'll be doing is to hide the roof. I don't want all this roof, so I'm going to hide the roof. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to be doing is to hide some parts of the roof, especially the ones that have been cut. And what I'll be using is field region. You can see it under annotate. So I will be picking line first. I will pick line on. I don't want to use thick line, so let me use a thin line. The line I'll be using is the line I created, which is called furniture, and I am going to be picking. If I get to where I cannot pick, then I draw. I cannot pick that. Okay, let me trim. All right, make sure the line is completely looped. Okay, let me close this one for now. I will not go into so much intricacy for now. When I gave you the concepts, you can create things on your own. Okay, so this is not what I want to have. I want to have plain. I want it to be plain, so I'm going to be using solid black. Okay, and the solid black, you see how I set it. The color is white. The color is white so that that place is going to show empty. You can see I've masked out the roof. Okay, so the first thing I'll be creating is my poline. So I'm going to use line, and I'll be using this furniture for this line for furniture as the wood in elevation. So I'm going to pick, and the offset will be 75. That is going to stand for poline. Okay, Let me extend. Then the next one I'll be doing is the rafter, and I'm going to offset it by 150 mm. So this is my rafter. Having created my rafter, the next thing I will want to create is my concrete fascia, and I'm going to be using field region. The shortcut I use for field region is REG. So in case you are wondering how I get to this field region, I use shortcut. So what I'm going to be using is a concrete, which I have already created, and the line I'll be using should be thick. I'm going to use wide line, and I'm going to toggle thin line so that I will be able to see the line clearly. And I'm going to be picking line instead of drawing. I want to pick line based on my existing concrete fascia. Okay, so I'm going to be trimming them. Okay, so I will pick a curved line, and I love this place to be a little bit curved, and I will trim that. All right, so this is my concrete fascia. I'll finish it. Okay, so I can mirror it to the other side. Here we go. Okay, so the next thing I will create is my wall plate. So I'm going to use line to do that, and now I'll be using wood in section because wall plate is seen in section in this particular scenario. So the thickness is 75 by 150. Okay, so I'm going to delete this one now because I don't need it. Then I'm going to be drawing a line across it, and I'll be using furniture for that. That one doesn't need to be thick. Okay, let me move it down a little bit so that it will sit on the concrete fascia, and I need to edit this so that it will be on the same line with the wall plate so that the wall plate will sit down very well. Let me move it down a little bit. Okay, all right, so I can mirror my wall plates. Okay, this is it here. Let me edit this one as well. I should have done this before, but in any case, no need to worry. So I'm going to trim this and that. Okay, so having done my wall plate, the next thing I will do is tie beam. $150. Okay, it's not sitting down well. It's not sitting on the wall plate. It's supposed to sit on the wall plate. All right. Okay. Then let me complete this rafter, and I will trim that. Okay, so we have gotten our tie beam, we have gotten our rafter. Then next thing is let's get our pole line, and I'm going to use line. The line I'll be used is wood in section. This wood in section, so that it will show as in section. It will be thicker than the ones that are seen in elevation, and the thickness of the pole line is 50 mm. We are still using wood in section. If I off it now, you can see how thick it is. Okay, so let me still toggle the, let's make sure it's 50 mm in case you want to be accurate. Now this one can go, so I can array this. I'll use array so that I can complete the remaining ones. So I'm going to pick it from here. I will first of all type the number. If I type like 20, I'm going to off this. Then I make sure it's moved to second, so that from the first one to the second one, their distance will be 900 mm, and I'll press enter. Here we go. So I'm going to move this one to here. Then the remaining ones that are not useful, I'm going to delete them, and I can now mirror this one to the other side. I will go to mirror and mirror it to the other side. Okay, so here we go. All right, then the next thing is to draw our, we are going to draw our king post, and I am going to be using lines that are a little bit thin. I will offset this one by 150, and I can copy this. If I like, I can copy this. Okay, then I can array this. Let me use array, and I'll be taking it like 9. From that one to the second one should be 1200 mm. I'll press enter, these ones that are excess, I'm going to delete them. This one is excess, so the remaining ones I'm going to trim them. All right, then I'm going to be drawing the ties. Then I'm going to offset them by 150. I will offset them by 150. Okay, so if I like, I can extend them so that they will hit the line very well, and they will also hit the tie beam. All right, okay, so we cannot mirror this one to this side, so I can pick them. I can pick all of them and mirror it to the other side, so that the job will be faster for us. Okay, so we can mirror it now to the other side. Here we go. So we have gotten our section. Then the next thing we will need is the noggin, the ceiling noggins. You can see this brick is showing here. I don't want this brick to show inside. The brick is supposed to show outside, so I am going to mask it. I'm going to use field region, annotate. I'll go to field region, and I'm going to use solid black, so that that place will be completely white. And here I'm going to use invisible line, so that the line will not show. I'll use invisible line. Okay, here is invisible line, so I'll use invisible line so that the line will not show, but it will mask out the brick that is showing there. I will move it a little bit from the line of tie beam, so that it will not cover that. Then this one should be okay. So you can see it has covered the brick that is showing inside. Okay, I think we are good to go now. Then the next thing we'll do is the ceiling noggin, and our noggin can start from here to here, and we are going to offset it by 50 mm. Okay, so the brazing can stop here, and we are going to offset it by 50 mm. So I'm going to use array to complete the remaining ones. I'll go to array, and I can type 30 and make sure it's to second. Make sure group and associate is unchecked. Then I am going to array. From that should be 600 to the next one. I'll press enter. Here we go. Then I am going to move this one away from the center of this wall outside, and I can even copy it to here. Then this line that is showing across the wall should not be there, so I have to trim it, then remove it. Okay, I'm supposed to trim this one as well. Okay. Okay. Oh no, that line is for is for tie beam, and this one we are seeing is the mask. So I am going to edit that mask so that I don't want it to show. So if I trim here and trim there, so this center will be invisible line so that it is not going to show. Okay, I think it looks better. Okay, so we are good to go with our section. The next important thing that we would like to do is the slab. We need to show the slab, and the slab we are still going to use a field region, and the one we'll use is concrete. You can see I've already created concrete. The concrete is the fill pattern. See the type of fill pattern that we are using. This is the fill pattern we are using. I've created it before, and if you want to learn how I created that, we can do that in another video. So the line I'll be using will be wide line, so I can draw it from here to there. That is my slab. Then I finish that. I can copy it to the ground floor. Okay, so here I can drag it to the wall. Okay, that is that. All right, so we have gotten it in the first floor and the ground floor. Then let's toggle our line width so that we can see different line widths that we have. So the next thing we need to do is the hardcore and the earth filling. So I go to field region. So I have already created hardcore. Where's my hardcore? Let me look for it. Okay, this is hardcore. So I am going to be using medium line. I'm not going to be using wide line, so that it will be different from the wall. It will not mix with the wall. And I'm going to finish that. Then I'm going to copy that and bring it down. Then this one that is below is going to be earth. This is going to be earth. I've already created an earth. This is earth. Okay, then I'm going to be creating our foundation, and I will still use a field region, and I can use a this cross to do that. Then I'll just pick a rectangle. Let me toggle lines so that I can see all the lines clearly, and the line I'm using should be wide line. The line should be wide line. Make sure the line is wide line, all the one, so that it will be thick. Okay, then I need to have zigzag here, so I'm going to split this so that I can have zigzag here. Then I'll pick my line, and the line I will use for the zigzag will be thin line. Okay, here we go. Then I can join those two together. Let me finish it. Okay, here is our foundation that is in cross section. that is in continuous line, because our own is to indicate the foundation. It is the structural engineer that is going to determine the depth. So let me, okay, I don't want to see that crop region. Okay, so let me toggle thin line and see what we have there. Okay, so our foundation is showing very well, everything is okay. I need to show it here, and I can mirror this to show on the other side. Okay, this one's supposed to go to the wall. All right, so the next thing is this staircase. This staircase is supposed to show parts, supposed to show in section, and parts supposed to show in elevation. This part is showing in elevation. This line I don't want to see it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use line work. This is line work. Line work, the shortcut for line work is LW, and meaning I'm going to hide this line, so I will use invisible. So by the time I click on this line become invisible, and I'm still going to use line work to make this one invisible. These remaining parts I'm going to use line to complete this. I'll simply use line. I'll use detail line. Let me save my work. And I'll use thin line for that. I'll use line for this. Let this one finish here so that it will look professional. Okay, so the remaining one is this one. This is supposed to be seen in section. From here to here is supposed to be seen in section. So I'm going to be using fill duration to do that, so that it will show like concrete, and I am going to toggle thin line. I will pick concrete, and the line I'll be using will be wide line, and I'm going to be picking line. I'll pick this one first, and this one, this, and this. I will draw this since it's not allowing me to pick that. Okay, so let this one come here and see how it is going to look like. Then I'm going to use a trim to join those two together. Let this and this, no? Let me pick another line, still white line that I'm using. Then I'm going to trim this. All right, let me finish this. Okay, so that is our, this supposed to stop at here. This one you are seeing is a floor. Let me hide that. So I've hidden that, and this line is not supposed to be seen. I'm going to be using line work to hide it. In case you are looking for line work, this is line work. You use it to hide some model lines, or to make it, you can change the line. If you want to change it to thick line, you select thick line. Then if you want to hide it, you select invisible line. So if I click on it, I'll make it invisible, so that that model line will be invisible, but the model is still there. Okay, so if we toggle thin line now, you can see that line is no longer there. It is seen as a plain wall. The only line you are seeing now is the grid, is the level line. So I think with this we are okay. So let me remove some of these excess noggins that we do not need. Okay, so I've removed the excess noggin, and our section is completely done. The next thing is, let's label it, and I'm going to be using room label to do that. Depends on what we have there. Here should be this is walk-in closet, and this is bedroom, and this is stair hall, this is main lounge, okay. So that is what we have. Then you can label the roof trusses as appropriate. We use text to do that. You can pick text, and you pick this. Let's say I want to label this. I am going to bring it out here and type 50 by 75 mm well seasoned for line, hardwood for lines at 900 mm center to center. So that is how you are going to use to label the remaining roof trusses. I don't want to make this video excessively too long. Then you can dimension your section. You can dimension it as appropriate. If there is any line you want to hide, you can hide them. To roof, for instance, this line, I need to hide them, so I'm going to be using line work. The shortcut for line work is LW. So I will hide all this one. I'll hide all these ones. Let me hide this. Then let me show that this is continuing. I'm going to use a thin line, is okay, it's not bad, so that this one will show that it is continuing. So that is how you manipulate line, detail line to get your complete working drawing. You manipulate detail line and field region to get your working drawing complete. You can see if I go to my 3D, they are all there, nothing is deleted, but I have hidden some things. Okay, thank you for watching this video. This is where we are going to round up this video, and if you benefited something from this video, I'd like you to give me good review. Tell me in the comment section what you feel about this video, and I will appreciate that. I spent my time to bring this video across to you, and one way you can appreciate me is to give me a review, say something about what you feel, so that other people can also see and get this video too, so that it can help them too. Alright, see you in the next video. Bye.